The polls have closed once again in Hypixel Skyblock, and this time around we got one of people's favorite mares of all time. And this is going to go to Mare Diana. Mare Diana is a lot of people's favorites because she adds a lot of fantastic money-making methods into the game, not only for early game players, for mid-game players, but also for late game players as well. She does this with her 3 great perks, which is going to go to Lucky. Lucky gives you 25 plus pet luck, which gives you a better chance of dropping pets in this game. For example, this applies to Ender Dragon pets and Hound pets as well. The next perk she has is Pet XP buff. Pet XP buff gives you 35% more pet XP. This simply makes it so you can level up pets 35% faster. And the last perk, and most people's favorite perks out of this list, is going to the Mythological Ritual. This perk adds the Mythological event into the game, and with the 2 items that Diana sells, the Ancestral Spade and the Griffin Pet, anyone can participate in this event and make millions and millions of coins. Overall, all 3 of her perks can actually make a lot of money, and if you'd like to skip to any part of this video that is going to help you out more, there will be timestamps in the timeline below. But before we do get on with the actual video, please do consider leaving a like and subscribing. It helps out the channel way more than you think, and plus, subscribing is always free. You can always unsubscribe later if I start making trash videos. Lastly, if you have any questions for me, want to know what my resource pack or my mod packs are, or want to join in on the 5 million coin giveaway going on in the channel official Discord server right now, please do consider joining. The link will be in the description. But with that all out of the way, for those of you who are here for the actual video, let's get straight into it. The Diana event is a super easy event to start, and the first 2 things you're going to need yourself is an Ancestral Spade, like I said before, and also a Griffin Pet. The Griffin Pet can be any rarity, but I highly recommend getting either a legendary pet or just sticking with the common pet. I'll go over this more later, but right now I'm going to show how to do the actual event. From here, you're going to want to get yourself to any hub lobby. Ideally, you're going to want to get yourself in a private hub if possible, just to avoid lag and confusion. From here, you then want to use your Ancestral Spade, in which it'll then point you towards a burrow. You follow the line which the Ancestral Spade showed, and eventually you'll come across a burrow. These burrows will only show up with the Ancestral Spade if you have your Griffin Pet equipped, so make sure you do. Once you get to this burrow, all you're going to want to do is left click it to pick it up, and then it's going to show you towards another burrow spot. Follow the arrow that it shows, and also use your Ancestral Spade to find the next burrow. My next burrow was super close by, and it has the little critical marker effects. If it has the critical marker effects, it's going to be your next burrow in the chain, and it's also going to mean it's likely going to spawn in a mob. Depending on how rare your Griffin is, those mobs could be either really hard to kill or really easy to kill. After you kill the mob, you're then going to want to dig it up again, and it'll show you to the 2nd of the 4th burrow. Use your spade to locate the 3rd one. My next burrow was right here, and once again, we got another mob out of it. Once digging it again, the arrow is going to point again, and it shows me to the final burrow. You may actually see a bit of an issue here. There's a blue burrow right over here with sharpness marks over it, and there's a burrow over here with lava marks over it. Blue burrows essentially means you're going to start a new chain of 4. You're going to want to get a full 4 out of 4 chain of burrows to get the treasure at the end. As you can see, since this is the 4th out of 4 burrows, it's got lava particles over it, and if I claim it, it's actually going to give me a treasure, which this time was a Griffin feather. This could be a lot of different things too, like I'm fairly sure this can be a turtle shellmet, a crochet tiger plushie, washed up souvenir, and a plethora of new items. If you start a new burrow, which is going to be the ones with the sharpness marks, then you're going to actually reset your progress towards the treasure burrow. If that makes any sense, it's all a little confusing. Then from here, all you're going to want to do is start a new burrow and do the whole thing over again until you get 4 out of 4 burrows. Throughout this time, the monsters you kill have a chance of dropping good drops, and at the treasure burrow at the very end of the chain of 4, you also have a good chance of getting rare drops. Now that was how you actually do the Diana event, but one of the most important parts about the Diana event is the gear you need. Like I said before, I only recommend either getting a common Griffin when you're super early game, or I recommend getting yourself a legendary Griffin. This is because with a legendary Griffin, you can get yourself very, very rare drops that are worth a lot of money. Things like Chimera 5, for example, which are worth around 60 million coins on the AH per book if you get a drop for it. All of the good drops, unfortunately, are on the legendary Griffin, and the epic blue and green Griffins all don't really drop a whole lot. The only reason why I recommend the common Griffin is because the common Griffin can drop these things called Griffin feathers as well as ancient claws during the event, and each of these Griffin feathers is worth 43k. As a really early game player in the game, if you use a Griffin and the spade, you can make a lot of money. Not only are the mobs super easy, but you need very little gear. You're simply only going to need a weapon like an AOTE and maybe strong armor. But if you have enough money to afford the legendary Griffin, you're going to want to get yourself some pretty good gear. The first thing and the most important thing is you're going to want to get yourself a withered daedalus axe. If you really don't have a lot of money, you can also get yourself a Sword of Revelations as well, but I highly recommend just spending the money on the Daedalus Axe if you're going to get a legendary Griffin. Ideally, you're going to want One for All in this weapon to make it do even more damage than it already does. You're also going to want to have max taming level, and ideally you're going to want to have your Griffin pet max level because it copies the stats of your active pet. If you're having a hard time surviving against the enemies, instead of putting One for All, you can put standard enchants on this item. In fact, it will make it easier to survive against mobs, but you will literally probably be doing about half the damage that you could be without it. The next piece of gear I recommend is going to be a damage set of any sort. My damage set is extremely poor, being only Ancient Necron leggings and boots with a Zombie Knight chestplate and a Tarantula helmet. This is because I have all of my gear invested in Devon's armor right now, and so I can't afford a good setup, but ideally you're going to want yourself a Warden's helmet and either 3/4 Necron or Storm. Obviously, you don't have to have this kind of gear because the gear I'm using now in fact works pretty well for the price. But if you're really going all in on the event, the kind of gear I recommend is going to be 3/4 Necron or Storm with a Warden's helmet without a doubt. The last thing I also recommend is going to be to put a Crochet Tiger plushie on your Griffin pet to give yourself the extra 35% attack speed. It's very good in this event. Once you have all this gear and you know how to do the Diana event, you're ready to go. The Diana event's super simple and it's just as easy as I showed off. With the legendary Griffin, the mobs are going to be significantly harder than the ones with a common Griffin. The reward way outpays the risk because you can get super good drops that are worth millions of coins. Examples of these drops are Daedalus Stick, for example, Chimera books, and Dwarf Turtle Shell Mitts. All of these items are worth a lot and can only be dropped if you have a legendary Griffin pet. Even though her mythological event can make a ridiculous amount of money, Mayor Diana actually has more to offer. Her next important perk, Pet XP buff, gives you 35% more pet XP. This is another really important perk because leveling up pets in this game can make a ton of money, and her perk makes you do it 35% faster. For example, a legendary wolf pet on the AH is 2 million coins at level 1. When brought all the way up to level 100, this pet is worth almost 16 million coins, which is roughly about a 13.5 to 14 million coin profit if you can get that to level 100. And a wolf pet is also a great example of a pet to do this with. You could take a level 1 wolf pet, throw yourself a blue or purple combat XP buff on it, and do anything in this game that gets you a lot of combat XP. This can be Revenant Slayer 4s, this can be Revenant tier 5s, and this can also be doing solo frag runs on floor 6, which is one of the best and cheapest ways to get combat XP. Unfortunately, right now I'm not going to be doing a video, but you can look what I just set up on YouTube right now and find yourself a good way to do floor 6 frag runs. If you have decent gear, the premise of this is going into a floor 6 run by yourself, which you can do by bringing in a frag bot, blood rushing, getting yourself into the boss room, and then killing the iron golems inside of the boss room. This gives you a ridiculous amount of XP. I think it's anywhere around 100 to 150,000 XP per run. This is legitimately one of the best money making methods during Diana, and on top of that, it has the benefit of being extremely consistent and also earning you a lot of combat XP in the process. On top of that, if you're doing wolves, you're also going to be getting more combat XP anyways because that's one of the wolves buffs. If you have never done this, I highly recommend checking it out. This is a really good money making method to do for people who haven't. The last one is going to be Lucky, which gives you 25 plus pet luck. Though this isn't the most OP perk in the game, there have been a lot of people taking advantage of this perk right now to get themselves Ender Dragon pets. As you can see, lowest bin for an Ender Dragon pet with a tier boost on it is 357 mil. This is a super expensive price, and with a little bit more pet luck you're going to be getting during the Diana event, it actually makes dropping these significantly easier. Unfortunately though, this isn't going to be for everybody, and summoning eyes, for example, have gone up to 1 million coin per summoning eye just because a ton of super rich people are trying to grind for Ender Dragons right now, which leaves another money making method available. Summoning eyes right now are worth almost double what they're usually worth. This is a huge thing to take advantage of right now. This means everybody who's early on into the game can also be making more money. And the last thing that you can make money with during Diana is going to be the flips. This is because as of right now, all of the good gear dropped by Diana is going to go way down in price. This includes Chimera, this includes Crochet Tiger plushies, this includes washed up souvenirs, and any of the items dropped by the mythological creatures are going to tank in price during this event. Investing in any one of these items right now means in about a month's time, these items are probably going to go up. Diana event's actually quite easy to do, so the supply for these items way outweighs the demand, meaning if you buy some of these now, they will most definitely go up soon. Another good flip is items like Daedalus Axe and legendary Griffin pets are often sold by the end of Diana event when people are done doing it. This means Daedalus Axes being around 40 million coins right now are probably going to drop to around 30 million coins at the end of this event, meaning that you can snag yourself a really cheap cheap legendary griffin and a really cheap daedalus axe, and either keep it for yourself for the next event or wait till the next event starts and then sell it. Door flipping this mare makes some of the most consistent profit there is. Definitely recommend investing in something during this mare. It's a very, very good idea. Man, that was a long one. Diana is one of the best mares in the game for money. It's a versatile mare that affects the economy and the game a lot during her mayorship. She adds in a ton of new items, makes a ton of great flips, and every single one of her perks is great for making money in this game. I highly recommend you at least try one of these out. Almost everyone can profit from Diana event while it's out. Thank you very much for watching. If you did end up enjoying this video or any of these points helped you at all, please do consider leaving a like and subscribing. It helps out so much and will mean the absolute world to me. We're almost at 10,000 subscribers, which is absolutely unbelievable. 1 month ago, we were at about 5,000 to 6,000 subscribers, and we're almost a third of the way to YouTube rank. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video all helped you out, and I hope it also wasn't too long. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.